Hi, you guys, what's going on? My name is Rye Reed, the writer. Yes, I am a writer. That's how it goes. I don't know if you guys have heard, but Taylor Swift has been in the news lately. Of course, she's in the news, right? Of course. She recently has announced that she will be dropping a movie that's based off of her Eras tour, and the film will be called Eras Tour, like Taylor Swift. And it'll be dropping on AMC on October the 13th. But what's so interesting about this story is that Taylor Swift is distributing the movie not through, like, say, the typical movie production companies, like the normal distributors, like, let's say, like a Warner Brothers, or like a Sony, or a Disney, or Universal. She is disputing the movie through AMC, which is completely unheard of. I've never heard of that, because normally you would hear that like Disney is dropping a movie, Warner Brothers is dropping a movie, Sony's dropping a movie. You know what I mean? Like, just like the normal movie production companies. But Taylor Swift is so unique that she went above and beyond to not only make the best deal for her, this is one of the greatest deals I've ever seen, but she not only made a great deal for her, but she did something so impactful for the market that I think moving forward, so many more artists are going to look at what she's doing and imitate her success. Because what this is telling me that is, if Taylor Swift can make a movie distributed through AMC, now that means, like, say a Drake. Since Drake is on tour, I'm sure Drake is already like filming his tour already. But this is telling me that Drake doesn't have to go through the like normal route of making a movie through these other corporations. He can just go straight through AMC and broker the same deal or better. Or let's say Chris Brown, or let's say Rihanna ever comes back, or Beyonce, or just anybody. Like, the doors of opportunities for like artists, and not just like these major artists like a Taylor Swift or a Drake or Ed Sheeran, but I'm talking about like everyday people, to make movies and to like get them pushed through AMC to get their movie out. But yeah, I found a video on it and I want you guys to watch. And I'm super excited because I love business. Like, I'm not really into the entertainment business or the entertainment, like, gossip or like, socialite news. I don't really care too much about that. Like, my whole YouTube channel is really just based off of like local news, big stories, business, and stuff like that. Like, I love business. I love learning about ways that like socialites or just entrepreneurs are making money in entertainment. So stuff like this just gets me giddy. Like, it gets me excited. But yeah, I found a video on it. We're gonna watch it. Don't go anywhere. Turn it on.
I feel like the film industry is in for a major reckoning, and the strikes are honestly just the beginning, because the AMPT really wants people to believe that they are in control and they have all the power by doing things like refusing to meet with SAG and WGA leadership in order to even have negotiations, because the whole reason why they're dragging this shit out is just to punish people, because they have all the money and they think that means they have all the power, but it doesn't. The Taylor Swift Eras Tour movie is the perfect example, because the studios were being fucking greedy. They were trying to undercut Taylor and her team, and Taylor Swift has enough money to produce this film on her own, and that's exactly what she did. They paid $10 to $20 million, and they approached theaters directly and said, hey, let's make a distribution deal ourselves. And not only is this great for Miss Taylor Swift, but it's also fantastic for theaters who have been getting increasingly screwed over by studios over the past few years and their greed. This situation right now with the strikes puts theaters in a very similar position to a lot of other entertainment professionals who are like adjacent to the strikes, where we're all in this position now where we don't know what the future of our industry looks like. They don't know what audiences are going to be expecting or wanting. And especially after the success of Barbenheimer this summer, it has to be really frustrating to see that huge demand for the theater experience and have the AMPT say, oh, right as people want this, we're cutting you off. Plus, you have to know that other musicians are looking at this now and thinking, holy shit, like I'm gonna do this too.
So amazing. Like, I really do. I have to commend Taylor Swift for just how she's been moving like these past few years. And I'm not gonna say I'm like the hugest Taylor Swift fan. Do not get on me, Swifties. Like, I like the Red album. I like Taylor Swift's 1989 album. Like, I went through that. Like, I enjoy her work. I enjoy her writing more than anything, especially me being a writer. As you guys know, especially for those of you who've been following this channel for like a while, you guys do know that I do write books, I do write poetry, I do write quotes. Like, I'm pursuing now like fiction books and children books. But I have such an eye for like storytelling. Like, that's like my favorite thing to do in the whole world, is find stories and learn from them and just dive in other people's worlds. So when I listen to Taylor Swift's song, that's what it kind of does for me. Just because like I analyze her lyrics, and her use of like metaphors is just like, it's extraordinary. So she's a very talented young woman, and just watching her move from her like label struggles, dealing with not having the ownership and rights of her music, then creating like the Taylor version of her songs, you know, to go from that, her, you know, her reclaiming her like ownership and control of her music, then to see her like broker a deal around like the normal like Universal, the normal like Sony, the normal like Disney, to get the best deal for her. It shows me that like she's very aware of her business. Like, she's paying attention, and she's using whatever means possible to get her best, because she knows she deserves it. And she's not playing around with people. Like, she's done. She wants her bag. Taylor Swift wants her money, and she's not here to play. If you're not willing to work with Taylor Swift where she's at, she will go around you, and she will look back and write a song about you. Right? Like, she'll write a song about you to let you know how badly you messed up, because she keeps winning. Like, you cannot stop her. But I wanted to understand how she was able to dispute her money, not her money, but her movie through AMC, like how that was possible. So I found this article. This article is by Insider, and if you would like to read this one, the Insider like article, it's gonna be in my description box down below, and I highly recommend this. If you are a musician, if you are someone who wants to work with musicians, or you want to say make your own movies, or you know, do things independently outside of the normal frame, reading this article will give you a lot of insight on like how the movie industry works to an extent, but how you can possibly fund your own movies and put them through like say an AMC or maybe a Regal or somebody else. So on Insider, I'm just going to read this one small little section. It goes, established in late 1940s, the decrees made it illegal for a single entity to own both sides of the movie business. However, due to changing times, the decrees were terminated in 2020, although there are still antitrust rules. So it's very interesting. So let me read a little bit higher up than that. Until recently, the Paramount consent decrees regulated how movies were released. Back in the 1930s, the 8 major studios at the time had a monopoly on the industry because they owned the distribution and the exhibition. So it basically just means that back in the day, movies were released primarily through like 8 major movie studios. Like, so for example, like a studio would be considered like a Disney, because Disney releases their movies. Like, you would have a Marvels that would be within Disney, like Marvel Studios. Like, the studio would be inside Disney, and the studio would release a movie that would be put through Disney, And Disney would then put the movie onto like an AMC or just something like that, like a Regal Cinemas or Cinemark or something like that. But yeah, until recently, until 2020, the decrees were terminated. So because of this termination in 2020, it has opened the door for Taylor Swift to make a deal like this unheard of deal. So it's so new. And Taylor Swift is really just setting her own stage right here. I'm going to jump to the Billboard article. And like I said before, if you do want to read the articles, they're going to be down below in the description box. And also, what's going to be in the description box are my books, a link. My books are available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple, and Kobo. I'm an author, by the way. Here's one of them, my babies, the little red poetry book called Heartbreak. So if you're interested in reading like self-help books that kind of just motivate you, get you going, you want to build better boundaries with people and with yourself, and you want to have like a really just great start to your life, check out my books there down below. Thursday's announcement that AMC Theaters is partnering with Taylor Swift to present the Taylor Swift The Eras Tour concert film in 1,000 North American cinemas starting on October the 13th was a blockbuster in terms of the cultural impact and ticket sales, which broke AMC's record for single day advance revenue with $26 million in the first 24 hours. That is amazing. Look at that. That is so crazy. So the story claims that the talks with AMC Theaters began more than 3 months ago, while Swift was already in the midst of her Smash Eras tour in the United States before the concert film was shot. Some of the Los Angeles shows in August, after AMC CEO Adam Aron received a call from a friend who also happened to know Swift, which is her father, Scott Swift, that Team Swift was interested in talking. Aron is the CEO of AMC, so he negotiated the deal with Taylor Swift's mother and father, so Andrea Swift, over several weeks. Among the agreed upon terms is that 43% of the gross will remain with theaters, while the remaining 57% will be shared in an undetermined split by the Swifts and AMC. Wow, that is crazy. Let me read more of this. Variance Films, a small sub-distributor, was reportedly hired to book the film in Regal, Cinemark, and other theaters on a fee-for-service basis. That is insane. Notably, standard tickets for the film will be priced at $19.89, which I mentioned. I like that album. That's probably, I'm not gonna say probably, the 1989 is my favorite album. Like, I really like that album. The red one was cool too, but the 1989 just hits. So that's gonna be the price for the tickets for adults. Then for children, it's gonna be $13.13. And I know that 13 is Taylor Swift's favorite number, so it's just like a double of that. So it's pretty doggone, like, it's just nostalgic. It's just her letting her fans know that she pays attention to details. It's going to be expensive for you guys, but, it's going to be so cool, especially if you are a big Taylor Swift fan. You're not going to mind paying $19.89, which is so cool to say. $19.89 for an adult ticket. You're going to go anyway. But I know the budget for this film is between 10 to 20 million. And let me see. The film must play for a minimum of 4 weeks and can play for as many as 26 weeks, which I'm sure it will. An additional 13 weeks, the Swifts are free to put the film on streaming services. So after 13 weeks, this film, which is already going to, this movie has already made like over $20 million just in pre-sale tickets. But at this point, this film can be put on streaming services. So Taylor Swift is making money in the box office, because it mentioned in the article that she'll be splitting, like, I guess 50% of like the gross, or just like in the movie sales between her and AMC, but she'll be taking like the brunt of that, those sale numbers. So AMC is just gonna have to make up for that, primarily through concessions. So I know I read in another article that AMC will be making their own, like, I guess, cups, maybe buckets for like the popcorn for this movie release, which they absolutely should. You have to strike while the iron is hot. And people like to have collectibles, especially of Taylor Swift, for their fan base. So AMC making cups or making like popcorn buckets or making posters and selling that within the concession stands. Or if people buy, like, say, like a combo meal of a large drink, popcorn, and candy, and they get a free poster, it's just going to drive up their sales. So AMC is winning right now. It's not the best split in the whole world for the AMC. The Swifts are going to be taking a majority of that cut. But like right now, as we are in the midst of the actors and writers strike, I'm sure AMC knows that they're going to be struggling coming into, well, they're already struggling. There's been so many flops, just movies that have been out recently, but I'm sure AMC is going, yeah, this is perfect. We need to get this going. Taylor Swift is so great for our brand. People are coming out. They will pay to see her in movie theaters. The tickets will sell out. And if that means we have to take a little bit of a cut with our like tickets, and we're just going to make up for it in the concession stands, then we're just going to do what we have to do. Speculation that the unusual deal could lead to similar plays by AMC and other exhibitors to act as distributors for other major concert films has been rampant. And indeed, the Puck reports that the AMC is already talking about what other major artists might want a Taylor-style deal. That's what I said. Drake is on tour right now. Like, his tour is going bananas. Like, everyone and their mother has gone to go see Drake. And Beyonce too. Beyonce recently had her her tour. I think it was around her birthday time too, like last week, out here in California. And it was crazy. The tickets sold out. People were inside the theater. People were outside the theater. Everyone and their mother went to go see her Beyonce's show. So this also, like I said, this also means that a Drake can get this type of deal. A Beyonce can get this type of deal. Like, think about everyone who's been on tour right now and who's been filming for it, which you absolutely should. And I say this for like any artists who aren't as big as Taylor Swift. Film, document everything, because you never know when all this film can be used to make a documentary, like a Travis Scott documentary, like he did for his last album, not Utopia, but the one before that. But you never know, so just collect your collect just video, just documentation. But yeah, this is so cool. I am in such awe of Taylor Swift. I love her business acumen. I love the direction that she's pushing her career. She's pushing the envelope. She's doing things out of the norm. And for her to dip her feet into brokering a deal with AMC and just taking like a majority of that cut and not worrying about like these other studios producing a film for her and her paying for it. Like it says here, like $10 to $20 million, like she put up front towards like the budget. She's just taking full reign and full control of what she's doing. And what's going to be so awesome is that once this movie comes out, this, you know, the movie's just going to break, like, you know, like movie sell ticket, like goals, just, you know, for the year. Once this film gets on streaming platforms, that's going to be another check, depending on where she chooses to put the movie on, like the provider. So she can go Netflix. There's no announcement here, but like Netflix, AMC, not AMC, but Netflix. I'm butchering it today. Netflix. There's Amazon and Disney Plus possibly, but yeah, there's just so many options because I know so many streaming platforms will be begging to have the Taylor Swift Eras Tour like movie on their platform. So she's just winning. I just see nothing else but W's here. Like I read this whole article and I had to put my drink down. I never do, but For Taylor Swift right now, for being like a G, see that clap? You see that clap? I'm clapping for Taylor Swift. This clap, this is for real. Taylor Swift is just out here doing it. But yeah, she's just so amazing. And just at this point, she's just like setting like the tone. And I hope that other artists are taking notes and they are watching her. And they're just seeing what she's doing. But yeah, so proud of her. Such a smart young lady as well. And the way she's going, you know, it's up from here. You can't go any lower. It's just up. But yeah, so if you liked this video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I'm still smiling just because it's just like, this is so freaking cool. I'm going to keep reading on this because I just want to know more about this. But yeah, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Send this to people who are Taylor Swift fans, Swifties. If you are a Taylor Swift fan, tell me your favorite Taylor Swift song down below, or tell me a Taylor Swift story that made you fall in love with her. Like, I have mine. It's not this, but there's like another one. But yeah, if you have a story, put it down below. I would love to read about your interactions with either Taylor Swift, her tour, a song that just spoke to you, or how she just changed your life. Also, tell me how you feel about this article and hearing the news that AMC and Taylor Swift are like coming together to make a film, just, you know, put it through. But yeah, just let me know down below. But other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. This is so cool. This is just so cool.